Welcome back to the TRBusiness video channel. Joining me is Chim Esteban. He's the chairman and CEO of Regent Asia Travel Retail. Chim, welcome.
Thank you very much.
For some viewers who don't know what Regent Asia does, Landmark Group does, can you just provide a brief outline on your business activities?
Well, our company, this essentially the umbrella is called the Regent Travel Retail Group, and as the name implies, essentially our business is travel retail. So we do travel retail across various channels, various categories: airports, arrival, departure, landside, airside, domestic, international airports. We do roadways, destinations, transit hubs. So basically everywhere where the passenger moves, we try to be there. We have both retail components, and we have a food and beverage business, which is in partnership with SSP in the Philippines. So yeah, that's basically who we are. We're a small family-owned business, and we've been around for over 30 years. Coming to this show for 32 years now. So that's in a nutshell who we are.
Chim, I want to speak to you about Lux Duty Free
Yes.
in downtown store. Obviously, it's soft opened in October. You have a footprint there spanning fashion, perfumes and cosmetics and some other concessions.
Yes.
Bring us up to date on the developments there.
Well, Lux is a wonderful partnership between ourselves and Duty Free Philippines. It is a natural next step in the growth of Philippine tourism and travel retail, because with the entry of the Chinese traveler, who has grown to about probably around 1.7 million travelers this year from what was nothing 5 years ago. We launched Lux. It's a primarily Galleria type store on 2 floors with about 4,000 square meters of retail space. It's actually tracking very well. The numbers we have for the first 4 months of operation are very encouraging, and we will probably hit our target this year, which is about $12 to $14 million in trading for the building. The fashion piece is still incomplete. It should be complete by the end of the year. And the work with our conducted tours is beginning, because we sort of are making sure that the building is capable of handling conducted tours. But all of the business now is FIT PRC. It's 75% PRC. And it's a great start. We're very happy with it.
I know that you mentioned in previous conversations with TRBusiness a year one sales target of approximately 13 million.
Yes.
Are you still on track to achieve that, given there's been economic uncertainty, challenges in the Philippines, peso devaluation and some other challenges?
I think we're on track. The beauty piece as well is tracking above our expectation. Fashion is a little bit slower because of the lead times to get the fashion brands in, with the construction lead times and the negotiations on brand mix and everything. But we're quite happy with the movement of it. The issue on the economy of the Philippines, we're more focused on as long as we have the continuing PRC movement, then we're fine. The peso has stabilized somewhat. Actually, our bigger problem we have now in the Philippines is that there's just not enough people to hire to work in our stores. So it's a good place to be in now, and we see next year as being really significant for Lux, and on the overall, our business across all platforms has been growing from last year. We're in the beauty piece, we're up 25% from last year. So and of course we have our new Cebu Airport business. So we're taking a step to another level as far as our duty-free and travel retail business is concerned.
Okay. Speak to me a little bit more about the Chinese opportunity, particularly free independent travellers. That was a large part, particularly group tours,
Yes.
coming to the new store, Lux store.
Yes.
Is that working? And are the brands benefiting?
Yes. Well, right now the group business in the Philippines, Philippines is essentially at stage 1 of its Chinese business. We are now heavily still individual travelers. The groups are beginning with the infrastructure already being developed on the ground by the travel operators. So we're already in pilot operations with a few major travel groups. The cruise ship business is also growing, because there are now regular cruise ship routes with Manila and Boracay as part of the stopovers from China. So as a matter of fact, next week we're hosting as a pilot one cruise ship with about 2,000 passengers into Lux. So that is the natural process of development for Philippine tourism, and It's just a matter of getting the infrastructure in place, hotels, airports, etc. But the targets for Chinese tourism growth are still set. I think we'll probably, in a couple of years, at least double our numbers for Chinese tourism. There's a great relationship today between the countries, and plus we still feel that the Philippines is a great destination for tier 2, tier 3 Chinese travelers. And that's seen by the growth in Cebu, for example, where we have more flights that are growing. So the Chinese market there is really growing. And like Boracay Island is 40% of all Chinese tourists coming to the Philippines visit Boracay Island, and for good reason, I think. So we're preparing ourselves for that. We're already at the point where it's viable for us from a commercial standpoint, and we think the growth story still maintains.
What about your operations at Manila's airport?
Yes.
Quinay International.
Yes.
You've been updating, renovating the terminals 1 and 2.
Yes.
Tell us how that is progressing and what are the plans?
Well, we've just presented our plans in the show to our major brand partners for the major renovations for terminals 1 and 2, which are programmed for end of the year and Q1 next year, and then some tweaking of our stores at Terminal 3. Which we now, essentially what we're doing is we're repositioning all of our stores to the PRC market. It's a purposeful repositioning of the brands, what's in the stores, and how the stores are configured to focus in on this PRC market, which is still far from being our number one tourist number, but is already by far our number one purchaser in total. So the Koreans are still our biggest number as far as tourists are concerned, and the Chinese are still way behind that. But as far as purchase and transactions are concerned, the Chinese are number one. So we're repurposing all of our stores for that.
Wonderful. And in the next 12 months, what can we expect now from Regent Asia and Landmark?
Well, we have a lot of improved projects going on. The group is about to take over the Mactan domestic air terminal, which is a big project as well, where we have both retail and food and beverage. That is a major transit terminal for tourists coming in from various parts, Manila and Cebu, and transiting through to the provincial resort destinations. So there's a lot of foreign traffic there as well. We're already working with a few of the newer regional airport developments, because that's the next big thing in the Philippines is privatized regional airports. And we're already positioning ourselves to work with them for those. So we think that with the growth of airport infrastructure, travel retail will be significant. We're also working on establishing a travel retail door in Boracay Island itself, which we think is a low-hanging fruit, considering the number of Chinese who go there. So those are our things for the next till the end of 2020, I think. Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. Those will keep you very much busy, and we'll look forward to catching up on those in due course. Chim Esteban, thank you very much.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you.